Adhyaya 30 of the White Yajurveda, 22 verses. Our sacrifice, God's avatar, speed onward. Speed to his share, the sacrifice's patron. May the celestial Gandharva, cleanser of thought and will, make clean our thoughts and wishes. The Lord of speech, sweeten the words we utter. May we attain that excellent glory of Savitar, the God, so may he stimulate our prayers. Savitar, God, send far away all troubles and calamities, and send us only what is good. We call on him, distributor of wondrous bounty and of wealth, on Savitar, who looks on men for Brahman priesthood. He binds a Brahman to the stake for Kshatriya royalty, a Rajanya for the Marutas, a Vaisya for penance, a Sudra for darkness, a robber for hail, a homicide. Our man who has lost his consecrated fire, for misfortune, a eunuch, for venality, and a Yagur, for kama, a harlot, for excessive noise, a Magadha, for dance, a stable master, for song, a public dancer, for duty, one who attends court, for pastime, a timid man, for sport, a chatterer, for laughter, an artist, for pleasure, a woman lover, for desire, a damsel's son, for dexterity, a car builder, for firmness, a carpenter, for trouble, a potter's son, for device, an artificer, for beauty, a jeweler, for welfare, a sower, for the arrow deity, a maker of shafts, for injury, a bowyer, for action, a bowstring maker, for fate, a rope maker, for death, a hunter, for the finisher, a dog leader, for rivers, a fisherman, for Vrikshikas, a Nishada's son, for the man-tiger, a madman, for the Gandharvas, and Apsarases, a Vratya, for motives, one demented, for serpents and genii, an untrustworthy man, for dice, a gambler, for excitement, a non-gambler, for pisachas, a woman who splits cane, for yatudhanas, a woman who works in thorns, for rendezvous, a lover, for homestead, a paramour, for trouble, an unmarried elder brother, for nerete, a younger brother who was married before his elder, for misfortune, the husband of a younger sister whose elder sister has not been married, for representation, a woman who embroiders, for agreement, a woman who deals in love charms, for garrulity, a bysitter, for color, an obstinate man, for strength, a yielding man, for interruptions, a hunchback, for delight, a dwarf, for doors, a blear-eyed man, for sleep, a blind man, for unrighteousness, a deaf man, for purifying, medium, a physician, for insight, an astrologer, for craving for knowledge, an inquisitive man, for desire of extra knowledge, an extra inquisitive man, for moral law, a question solver, for eye diseases, an elephant keeper, for speed, a horse keeper, for nourishment, a cowherd, for manliness, a shepherd, for keenness, a goatherd, for refreshment, a plowman, for sweet beverage, a preparer of surah, for wheel, a house guard, for well-being, a possessor of wealth, for supervision, a doorkeeper's attendant, for light, a wood bringer, for brightness, a fire kindler, for the sun's station, a sprinkler, for highest heaven, a high steward, for the world of gods, a carver, for the world of men, a distributor, for all worlds, a pourer out, for poverty, affliction, a stirrer up of strife, for sacrifice, a washerwoman, for delight, a female dyer, for assault, a thievish-hearted man, for homicide, a slanderer, for discrimination, a doorkeeper, for inspection, a doorkeeper's attendant, for strength, a servant, for plenty, a running footman, for the beloved, a sweet speaker, for safety, the rider of a horse, for the world of Svarga, a dealer out of portions, for highest heaven, a high steward, for passion, an iron smelter, for anger, a remover, for yoking, a yoker, for pain, an assailant, for quiet, an unyoker, for uphill and downhill, one who stands on 3 legs, for form, a conceited man, for virtue, a female ointment maker, for narete, a female scabbard maker, for Yama, a barren woman, for Yama, a mother of twins, for the Atharvans, a woman who has miscarried, for the first year, a gad about, for the Paravatsara, one who is not born a child, for the Idavatsara, one who exceeds, for the Idvatsara, one who transgresses, for the Vatsara, one who is worn out, for the Samvatsara, one with gray hair, for the Ribus, a hide dresser, for the Sadhyas, a courier, for lakes, a fisherman, for standing waters, a fisher, for tank waters, a Nishada, for reed beds, a fish vendor, for the opposite bank, one who gropes for fish, for this bank, a fish catcher, for fords and unda, for shallows, a ma'inala, for sounds, a billa, for caverns, a kirata, for mountain heights, a destructive savage, for mountains, a wild man, for abhorrence, a palkasa, for color, a goldsmith, for balance, a merchant, for repentance, a sluggard, for all spirits, a leper, for prosperity, a watchful man, for failure, a sleepy man, for mischief, a chatterer, for misfortune, a shameless man, for undoing, one who cuts up into small pieces, for the dice king, a gambler, for the die krita, one who contemplates his adversary's ill luck, for the treta, a gamble manager, for the devapara, a chief manager, for askanda, one who will not leave the gambling hall, for mretyu, one who approaches cows, for antaka, a cow killer, for hunger, one who goes begging to a man who is cutting up a cow, for misdeed, a leader of the charakas, for misery, a robber, for echo, a rivaler, for noise, a snarler, for end, a very talkative man, for endless, a mute, for sound, a drummer, for might, a lute player, for cry, a flute blower, for confused tone, a conch blower, for the wood, a wood ranger, for partly wooded land, a forest fire guard, for pastime, a harlot, for laughter, a jester, for lust, a woman with spotty skin, for might, these, the headman of a village, an astrologer and a watchman, a lute player, a hand clapper, a flutist, these for dance, for pleasure, a musician, for fire, a fat man, for earth, a cripple, for wind, a chandala, for mid-air, a pole dancer, for sky, a bald head, for the sun, a green-eyed man, for stars, a spotty man, for the moon, a leper, for day, a white, yellow-eyed man, for night, a black man with yellow eyes. Now he ties up the 8 following veriform men, 1 too tall, 1 too short, 1 too stout, 1 too thin, 1 too white, 1 too black, 1 too bald, 1 too airy. These must be neither Sudras nor Brahmins, and must be dedicated to Prajapata, a minstrel, a harlot, a gambler, and a eunuch. Neither of Sudra nor Brahman caste are to be dedicated to Prajapata. And, well, there can be living sacrifice and all that sort of stuff, but this is an interesting list that can probably be used to interpret dreams.